influence was my daddy's band. I was about 5 and I was with them in his tour bus, and when I went with them on this tour bus I knew that this is what my life have to be like. And when I was 7 I played with my dad's band live, so that was my premiere with his band, and it was my first and the biggest influence at the time, and very important. My first drum teacher I got when I was about 7, and all my lessons with him was playing on a rubber pad. He didn't allow me to hold like this like I wanted. He said you have to hold like this, traditional grip. And I played for every lesson for 1 year, and he was way in the other corner of the room, and he was sitting and writing something, and I didn't feel that he was listening at all, but suddenly he said, okay, a little bit faster, and but then we moved from this place to another place, and I got a new teacher, and we started to play more like drum set stuff that I liked, and for a couple of years, and then I saw Butteridge play in Swedish television around 78, I would say, and that was a shocking experience. I want to play like this. His playing kept ringing in my head forever after that. It just stayed in my mind, and I thought I must be able to play this because I can hear it. I hear it in my mind, so just do it, you know. So I ran to my drums and I tried to play, which was not possible, of course, but I really tried, and that was a learning process to try to play what I heard. I ran into my lifetime partner, Mats Öberg, the blind keyboard player, when I was 14, and he was 10, and I got a call from somebody outside my hometown that was organizing a concert outside our hometown, and she said, I have a 10-year-old blind keyboard player here that needs a drummer for one concert. And she had read about me because at the time I used to do like drum concerts together with other younger guys. So I went to the venue and I met Mats for the first time. I had never heard about him or anything, and he was 10, I was 14, we shook hands, and in 2 hours we were supposed to play, and so we had no repertoire, of course. So Mats asked me, what shall we play? I guess we have to play covers, I said. So Mats goes, so do you know Frank Zappa? He said. And I said, well, I guess I can play Bobby Brown without too much rehearsal. So, okay. So we do that one, Mats said, and then he said, you know Beatles? And I said, yes, I can do Help, I guess. And then finally we needed one more song, 3 songs would be enough. So, so he said, you know Stevie Wonder? And I said, yes, I guess I can play that song, Master Blaster. We went on stage and little sound check, and then we played, and it was amazing because I could not believe that this guy, he looked like he was 6, 7 years old. He was standing up, he had the keyboard right under his head like this, perfectly playing, sang Bobby Brown with perfect lyrics. And after the concert, my father and Mats' father, who drove us to the concert, we all met, and I could see my father was in tears because of this experience, and Mats dad was also quite touched, and Mats' father told me that maybe you want to come to our house, we have a drum set in the basement, and maybe you can meet again, and blah 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 blah. And so me and Mats started to play together on a weekly basis, I think, for forever, and we started as a duo, just piano and drums, because it was very hard to find people in our age that wanted to play this music, and even older guys, hard to find, you know, in our town. So we played as a duo. And later we found a trumpet player, so we had a strange setting by piano, drums and trumpet with no bass, and then we got a bass player, and he was always tired and wanted to do other things. And So we kept doing like concerts as a duo and sometimes trio and different setups in our hometown. We also started a band with our old music teacher and a couple of other friends. We started a group called Substitute, which only played Frank Zappa's music, only covers, and so we played with Mats Öberg and Substitute and a few other side projects. But then in '88 Frank Zappa came to Stockholm for the last time, and Mats' uncle called the tour manager of Zappa, and the keyboard player is blind since birth and had listened to your music since he was 7, and he know all your music. So when Frank got this information, he just said, I want to meet them. So we did. We met him 1 hour before the concert. The tour manager came out and said, Frank is waiting for you. He wants to meet you. And so we went backstage and we talked and had a very, very nice moment. Frank was in a very good mood and he was really nice to us. And he said things like, well, I'm amazed that 2 young guys from a town called Ågren knows my music. And then he did the most incredible thing. He told Mats that you have listened to me way too much. You have to know how I look like, he said. And he grabbed Mats' hand and put it in his face and added, and he said, don't forget the famous nose, he said. So I was sitting in a sofa and I watched Mats going like this and grab Frank Zappa's nose. It was really touching. It was so nice thing from Frank to do. I gave him a tape. Here's the tape of our music, and one of your songs is here too. I said, so he said, which one? And I said, "To Mercy the Wing." And then he got surprised because it was not released at the time. It was only on bootleg. So he asked us, "Can you come up and play that song on the concert?" And this was only 30 minutes before the show. I had no sticks. Mats, who is blind, had no idea about the keyboards, where they were, what sounds, what models, or anything. And but we said yes, and he said, "Go out in the audience and see the concert." And in the middle of the concert, we will play a song called. We will play "To Mercy the Wing." No, sorry, Big Swifty. And in Big Swifty there is an open section. So when you hear the theme for Big Swifty, leave your seats and stay backstage and wait for me to introduce you. You have 10 minutes time to leave your seats. It was really hard to enjoy the concert because we were,
nervous.
And wondering wait, this song that he asked us to play, how is that part? Is it like da 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 da? No, it's like da 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 da. Okay. And then just before we went on, I really had to go to the toilet because I had forgotten stuff like that. So I remember that I didn't dare to run away because he might introduce us any moment, And when I finally had to go, I went to the toilet backstage, and when I opened the door, I heard Frank's voice. Now let me introduce it. And Mats was sitting alone on a case, and I was running. I had like 5 seconds to run, and then you can hear on the recording, Frank says, "Where are they?" he says. So it took us a few extra seconds to come up. And then I put Mats on place, and a roadie came to me with a pair of big Firth 5B sticks, exactly the same as I used at that time. I went down behind the drum set, and Chad was waiting for me, and he left the drum set like this, continued to play while moving. We played and improvised and played this song that he wanted us to play. And I remember when we started to play, Frank was just in front of the drum set, and he had this big smile on his face, and I remember that gave me so much energy and so much power. So we played like never before. I would say we have never played as good as this exact moment. So and suddenly we were sitting in the audience, and the same thing again. Ray White, Tommy Mars, Ike Willis, and Mats Öberg and Morgan Ågren. And then Thanks for Coming to the Show, like, poof, that was it. And then we met backstage, and he said that he wanted our telephone numbers, and that he needed a new drummer and a keyboard player, he said. And he went away. And we were sitting by the telephone and waiting for his call, basically. But nothing happened, and I went over there and I met him at his house trying to keep contact, but then I found out that he was sick. But we are very happy. playing Big Firth sticks still ever since the package of 5B that I got from the Rodeo Frank's tour, and I have switched now to American classic rock, and I play them since '90. So that's my choice of sticks. I hope you like that, what you just saw, and we will continue to release CDs and DVDs in the future. I just released my first DVD a few months ago on Cuneiform Records, and it's together with a live CD called Heat Beats Live. My soul come out here and end on Vic Firth sticks. I play Vic. My soul comes through Vic Firth. Good night.